We are in the post-match press conference after the MIAA tournament semifinals. Calvin defeating Adrian in 4 sets. Head coach Amber Warner's joined on her left as we look in here by Jenna Lodewijk, and to her right by Tessa Van Laar and Laura Danhoff, again as we look through the viewer here for folks. So Coach, could you just talk a little bit about what you saw in the match tonight and just your thoughts overall?
Yeah, I thought it was, it felt like a tournament type atmosphere, and I think that both teams came out wanting to win. I think maybe not the best played match on both sides, but I was really happy with it. We got the job done, and particularly I liked how we responded after losing a tough first set. That happens. It normally doesn't happen to us, but you know, I think that's just a part of the game.
Coach, can you talk just a little bit about Adrian? What did they do so well in the first set, and just in general for so many years it's been, you know, Hope, Calvin, and then the rest, or Calvin, Hope, and the rest. That wasn't necessarily
No offense taken.
But you know, but Adrian has really, you know, taken some big steps. You know, the last couple of years they've played really well against Hope. They played really well against you guys. What is it about them?
Well, I think that there are 3 or 4 teams in our league that if you don't come out and play consistently, they can beat you. And I think that's the nature. I think the MIAA in general in every sport is starting to have more parity, and that's good. You know, it's getting to the point where if you don't really respect every team you play, you could go home with a loss. So I don't think it's no surprise to us. We expected them to be good from preseason on, and I think they do a really nice job of passing off serve receive for the most part, and blocking. I mean, I think they might be leading the league in blocks. So we knew they were going to be tough. We knew they weren't going to go down easy, and I think we got in our heads a little bit the first set, and I loved how we responded, and was really important to me.
All right, Jenna, what did you guys do to respond? What wasn't working so well in the first set, and you guys really took control, you know, about middle of the second set, and then had it the rest of the way. What did you guys do? How did you respond?
I think it was a little bit of a mental change. We talked about focusing on every single point and playing every point like our backs against the wall, and even if we're up by a couple points, not letting up and just assuming that we're going to win, because obviously that didn't happen in the first set. So yeah, just fighting for every point.
All right, Tessa, you had a big match today, career high in kills. Just what was working so well for you, and just what does it mean to have, you know, to have this kind of success, you know, in the tournament, especially with such a good front row you guys have?
I think it's a lot to do with like our back row and like our setting. I think that it was working really well tonight, and I think a lot of the time, or in the first set, we were all kind of in our own heads, but as the match went on, we kind of started playing together, and I think that's what really cool.
Coach, what did you see from Tessa? Obviously, you guys, I mean, Sarah, had a really good match today too. Just with their elevation at this time of the year, especially, how dangerous does that make you guys?
Well, I love that not every one of our players is going to be having their best match, right? I mean, it's any sport. And I love when one person might be a little bit off. We had 2 people that just came in and stepped in and helped out. And so we have that capability, I think, on anybody in the front row. And I thought Kaylana, I mean, 27 digs, she did really, really well back there. And you know, she's kind of nursing a bad back, and she did grit it out. So what I loved about it is we responded together. And the focus became less on the score and the outcome and more on building each other up, and less on our own, we talked about after the first set, less on your own personal performance and more on others. And that's going to bring everybody else up. And so I think we did that really well. And we just got to continue to do that. And, you know, I think for us, we try to stay in our bubble. You know, you'll hear things, well, what happened? You dropped a set. Well, this is the game. People aren't typically used to that from us. But, you know, from here on out, it doesn't matter how we do it. We just got to do it. So ugly, pretty, 3, 5. We just gotta get gritty and not think about outcome and just play for the points.
Congratulations on MVP. What does that mean to you, especially with the history of, you know, that award around here?
Yeah, I think I absolutely could not have done that without our passers for one, and also I think Jenna definitely dealing out the assists, and also just everybody on the court. As it's really a team award when you get an individual award because this is a team sport. In the end, you're doing it, but you couldn't do it without the other two passes and sets also. So I also would like to give some credit here to Coach for everything. You know, all of our team awards, she really does a great job with us and just pushing us to get better every day. So.
Coach, we got your thoughts on Laura last time, so I'm gonna ask Jenna. What is it about Laura that makes her such a weapon out there in so many different ways?
First of all, she's just an incredible athlete. But I think one of my favorite things is when she rotates in and comes from off the bench, and she has this look on her face that is just unstoppable, and it's just a belief that we can do this and that we're a unit. So I think her attitude and how she's just led our team really well this year. It's huge. So.
Cool. Thanks, guys. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.